A very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start chapter number 18 of Social Study, Major Rivers of India, and it is prepared by me, by a social study teacher Alvina Gill. So I request you all to open your social studies book, page number 147, chapter number 18, Major Rivers of India. Let's start our chapter. The rivers of India play an important role in the lives of Indians. They provide potable water, cheap transportation, electricity, and the livelihood for a large number of people all over the country. Now, the rivers of India, they are very important for the people, as mostly the livelihood of the people depend on the river, as rivers provide so many things to the people also, like as you can see, water we get, cheap transportation, electricity, and livelihood for a large number of people all over the country. So that's why these rivers of India are very important for the Indians. This easily explains why nearly all major cities of India are located by the banks of river, because due to that lot of things we are getting from the rivers, now major cities are located near the rivers. The rivers also have an important role in Hindu dharma and are considered holy by all Hindus in country, as in Hindu religions, rivers are very important and they are considered holy by all Hindus in the country. Now, we will discuss the rivers of India. Now, the rivers of India can be classified into two categories. Now, the rivers have been classified into two categories. Number one, perennial rivers, and number two, non-perennial rivers. So, we can say that our rivers are divided into two categories. One are perennial rivers and second one is your non-perennial river. So we are going to study about both the rivers, both the types of categories which are divided, perennial and non-perennial. So let's move. Firstly, we have our perennial rivers. Perennial rivers are those which show a continuous flow of water throughout the year. Now, when we talk about the perennial rivers, these rivers are those which are flowing continuously throughout the year. Now, they flow throughout the year. Okay, because they are fed by the melting of snow, because the perennial rivers, their source of water is melting snow. They are not fed by the rain, that's why they are continuously flowing throughout the year. These rivers are also termed as permanent rivers, that's why these perennial rivers are termed as permanent rivers. Why they are called permanent? If somebody asks from you why they are permanent rivers, then the answer will be they are permanent because they flow throughout the year and their source of water is melting of the snow. That's why they are known as the permanent rivers. Now, generally, these rivers are found in regions with humid climate where the state of evaporation is much less than the rainfall. Now, these types of rivers are found mostly in the areas where the humidity, where the evaporation process is very, very less. Okay, because if the evaporation will be high, then the water will be evaporated and the river will be dry. So that's why these rivers are found in that areas where the evaporation state is very less. These rivers are prone to floods. These rivers are suitable for navigation as they flow slowly. Now, these rivers are prone to floods. They are prone to floods because they are flowing continuously throughout the year. And if when the rainfall is there, then the water level rise up and they means due to that they are prone to floods. Now, they are suitable for navigation also because they flow slow. So that's why they are suitable for navigation also. Example, the Indus, Ganges, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra are perennial rivers. So these rivers are the main types which are the perennial rivers. Name the Indus, Ganges, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra. They are perennial rivers. Okay. Now moving ahead, we have the Indian rivers map. As you can see, India major rivers. As you can see in the key, the red line is your international boundary, then your white is your state or border boundary, then your blue one is your rivers. As you can see in the map, there are a lot of blue lines drawn that represents the river. So we have many rivers in India. As if we see very carefully, we can see the Ganges is there, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Satluj, Tapi, Bitwa, Son. Lot of rivers we can see in the map. So this map shows the major rivers of India. Moving ahead with the next topic, we have non-perennial rivers. Non-perennial rivers do not have a continuous flow of water throughout the year. Now, it is the opposite of perennial rivers because they do not flow continuous throughout the year. Why? Because they are found in the arid climate where evaporation is more than precipitation. Now, usually this is just opposite of perennial rivers. Non-perennial rivers do not have continuous flow of throughout the year, and these rivers are found in the arid climate. Where the evaporation is more very high, so the water evaporates and the rivers dry up. ठीक है. These rivers are not prone to floods because ये rivers prone to floods नहीं है because they do not flow continuously through the year. They just flow when the rainfall is there, they get the water, so their water level don't rise up, and that's why they are not prone to floods. Non-perennial rivers are unsuitable for navigation as they flow swiftly. Now, these rivers are not suitable for the navigation also because as they flow very swiftly. For example, the Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, and Narmada rivers are non-perennial rivers. So these are some of the non-perennial rivers. Now once again we'll talk about non-perennial. Non-perennial rivers are those which do not flow continuously throughout the year, and these rivers are found in arid climate where the evaporation is more. Now these rivers are not prone to floods, and these rivers are unsuitable for navigation as they flow swiftly. Now, for example, the non-perennial rivers are Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, and Narmada. Okay, so these are the non-perennial rivers we have in India. Moving ahead, here we have difference between the perennial and non-perennial rivers. So now we will see what are the difference between them, perennial rivers and non-perennial rivers. Firstly, we will see perennial rivers have continuous flow of water throughout the year. Non-perennial rivers do not have a continuous flow of water throughout the year. Now, they flow continuously throughout the year and they do not have continuous flow of water. Second one, these rivers are also termed as permanent rivers. These rivers are termed as periodic rivers. Now, the perennial rivers, they are known as permanent rivers, and non-perennial, they are termed as your periodic rivers. Because permanent because they flow throughout the year, and periodic because they flow seasonally. When the rain is there, they flow at that time. That's why this is known as the periodic rivers. Now, third one, these rivers are fed by the melting of snow, and these rivers are fed by the monsoon. Now, the perennial rivers, they are fed by the melting of the snow. That's why they are flowing throughout the year. And these rivers are fed by the monsoon, by the rainfall. That's why they are just periodic rivers. D part, these rivers are prone to flood. These rivers are not prone to floods. However, being rain-fed rivers, they tend to flood in rainy season. Now these perennial rivers, they are prone to flood because they are continuously flowing throughout the year, and they are not prone to flood because they are not continuously flowing throughout the year. They are periodic, and they are rain fed rivers, so that's why they are not so much prone to floods. Now these rivers are navigable as these flow slowly. These rivers are not navigable as these flow swiftly. Now, the one more difference between them is, it is we can use for navigation perennial rivers, but for non-perennial rivers we cannot use for navigation because they flow swiftly. Okay. Now F1, these rivers are found in regions where the rate of evaporation is much less than rainfall. These rivers are found in the regions where the evaporation is more than precipitation. Now, perennial rivers are found in the regions where the evaporation is very less. Okay. Now, non-perennial rivers, they are found in the areas where the evaporation is more than the precipitation. Now, G part. Now, we'll see the examples of the perennial rivers and non-perennial rivers, the rivers which are perennial and non-perennial. The Indus, Ganges, Yamuna and Brahmaputra river are example of perennial rivers. So we have four rivers which are perennial: Indus, Ganges, Yamuna and Brahmaputra. Now non-perennial rivers, the Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi and Narmada. Here also four. Four are perennial and four are non-perennial. Perennial are Indus, Ganges, Yamuna and Brahmaputra. Non-perennial are Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi and Narmada. So students, I request you all to read up till here, up till perennial and non-perennial. Please read everyone so that you can understand more clearly. So now that's all for today for this class. Please keep studying, stay home, stay fit and enjoy your day. Thank you and have a good day.